Ta-da!
And we are live. What's up,
What?
everybody?
What? Is it 8 o'clock already? What am I doing here? Where's Yui?
I don't know.
Oh,
And,
shit.
and the sun's still out for you, too. It's kind of
I
weird.
know. I know. That's why I can't. That's the reason I can never. That's why we can never do the Midnight Society during the day, because if we try to do that, then Al the card would he would just burn up.
He'd burn up. But yeah, exactly. The sunlight coming in.
The, the bat
So,
would be fried.
well, that's why you just have to have a cool background so there's no light. So
That's right. That's right.
you could do
Uh,
like a background of like a moon and stars and everything, just, so he can come out.
trick him, trick
Okay.
him.
Well, just like in the episode of Buffy when she tricked the vampire through the light through, she's like, "You forgot about something, sunrise," and he's freaking out because it was just the light, and she's like, "It's in about 8 hours, moron," and stabs him in the heart.
Uh,
Uh,
Let me see if I can. I gotta bring this up here. Uh,
oh, what's he
uh,
bring up?
I gotta bring up so I can see the chat.
Yeah. So,
Uh, 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 so that's what I gotta do. See. Yep, there he is, right there.
all right.
Wow, I had a great week this week, man. It's been a lot of fun this week.
Yeah.
Uh, and it was fun. It was fun doing the show. Thanks again for letting me and Echo come in and pinch hit. That was I had a lot of fun.
I appreciate it. Taking care of it while I was out of town at Spookella. So, yeah. Oh, got to grab a drink.
That's right. Bukala.
Bring it down. Yeah.
Now,
Oh,
how was Bukala? Did you have fun?
oh, of course. Why wouldn't I? It was a spooky good time. So yeah,
Mm,
hopefully, not gonna say yet, but some upcoming stuff probably. Some people from the Conjuring universe might be stopping by, and of course, Gabriella from Stranger Things. She's gonna come
I,
on next month, and she was fun to meet. Um, yeah, so got to finally meet Seth Green. So I've been waiting for years to try to track him down at a con.
nice, nice. So the protection order is no longer in effect. Then
What about it now?
the protection order, is over with, right? You're allowed to go up there and shake his hand now, right?
Oh yeah, he was taking pictures. Yeah, so I mean, some people around the con were still wearing masks and stuff, but pretty much it's what we feel comfortable with, what they feel comfortable with. I mean, heck, even Tom Atkins. I mean, almost. I mean, they were all no mask. I mean, I've heard stuff where some people might be like behind the glass or whatever at some conventions, but no, everyone was seemed normal. Back how it should be. So.
Right, right. Yeah, man. I tell you one thing. I don't know what I don't know what me and Echo did. It must have been really magic, because I think when him and I went on, I think you were like at 525 on your subs. And I'm looking now at you at 570. I'm thinking, man, me and Echo, we must have rocked and rolled it for you.
Was it that many? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
I think we gained you like 55 subscribers.
All right. Yeah.
All right, how about that? How about that?
Appreciate
Uh,
it. Appreciate it. Well, hopefully, we'll get another 55 next week. So,
right. Oh, that's right. That's right. You're going to be leaving again for the weekend. Where are you going to be going?
well, Tuesday, I'll be leaving Tuesday night. So I'll be heading to Pennsylvania, and I'm going to film The Stalking finally. It was written by Jeff Kirkendall, and Mark Polonia is directing it. So like I said before, I play Mark, one of the three main people in two groups there. So that'll be fun. So,
I will be fun. Now, have you ever done any acting at all?
well, in high school and community theater, I've done a lot of plays, and I was an extra in the movie Never Back Down. You see me briefly at the end of it, but it was fun being on set, and watching it be made, and watching all the fight scenes, and then it being cut in between, and then putting the makeup bruises on them and everything. So that was fun. But as is having a speaking role, this will be the first. So.
I am actually sharing this out.
And well, second, I mean, it's not out yet. It'll be coming out in November. I'm sure. I don't think the stocking will be out by then. Hopefully by the end of the year. I don't know how quick Mark will have it edited, but Amityville Turkey Day is coming out in November. I have a little small part in that that they're going to edit into the movie that I filmed from home. So you'll see me in that prior to the stocking.
Are we be playing yourself House of Horrors? Is the House of Horrors in the movie?
No, it's actually a character that's in it. It's a scene between some. I don't really want to get into it. I don't even know the whole scene because
you can't because you break your non-disclosure agreement. You can get sued for that.
Exactly, so I can get sued. No, but what was interesting though was the lines that I had. I said all my lines, but I didn't see. You know, sometimes you see the other lines of who you're speaking to or what's being said. I have no idea what's being said to me or asked or whatever. I'm just saying my lines, and then they're gonna put it together. So it should be interesting to see like all these lines that I'm saying. What's going on? You know,
I can see it now, and they're going to ask you. Okay, we want you to say mashed potatoes are great, and then your line in the movie will be, what do you feel about the Friendly Men? And then you can sit there and say mashed potatoes are great. I mean, all right.
I guess, or no, you say about mashed potatoes. Maybe you'll show the scene with Art the Clown. Terrifier 2, mashed potatoes.
Yeah, you know, speaking of Art the Clown, I peeped on I had to go on Tubi. I was watching a movie, and they put Terrifier 2 on there already.
Yeah.
I was shocked. I was like, what? I thought that was going to be on the major streaming services for a while, like Shudder or something at least, but it's already on Tubi, so I'm going to watch it. Hey, what's going on? See, look at that. Brother Max knows what I'm talking about. Mashed potatoes are great. That's right. Welcome in, so Max.
Well, yeah, welcome. Do you prefer fresh mashed potatoes or instant from a box? Discuss.
I can do both. I can actually do both.
Yeah.
I can do because what I think what's important though is you don't, the instant mashed potatoes. That's actually an amazing food if you really think about it.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is because you see it and it's all this flakes and stuff. You're like, huh? But then you put a little water in it and you nuke it and come out. And next thing you know, you got a big old cup of mashed potatoes. You're going like, damn.
And it's good. And it's good. It
is good. Yeah, both are good.
Yeah.
Definitely my second favorite side dish during Christmas and Thanksgiving after stuffing.
Mm-hmm. Gotta have mashed potatoes.
Let's see. Instant is best when you're making homemade Kentucky Fried Chicken bowls. Yes. Yeah, I agree with that. What I do, this is okay. So you know what a goulash is, right?
Yeah.
It's like or a stew, right? When you put all these different ingredients in.
Yep.
So one of my favorite things to do, and hopefully this won't make people go like, but what I do is I cook a couple of boneless chicken breasts. I bake them, and then I cut them up, and then I do the instant mashed potatoes, and then I get a bag of corn.
Mm-hmm.
And then I mix them all up, the chicken, the corn, and the potatoes. Mix it all up. I have a bowl. I have a plate. It's sort of like a miniature bowl, and then on top of that, I put in a barbecue sauce. And I smash it up.
Yeah, well, I mean barbecue sauce chicken. Yeah, it's probably not that bad. So.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a good mixture. I mean, that's pretty much what the KFC bowls are: mashed potatoes, corn, chicken, and gravy. I mean,
I saw what you just did now, Stephen. I saw you go like this.
Excuse me.
Excuse me. Let me take the screen off here. What's your name? So you're going down to meet the famous Mark Polonia.
Yes, I will be working with him. Yeah.
What's up with that? I mean, you know what? The first 3 years now I've been on the tube here. So because I got on the tube with the very first people I met were Wild Eye people. Listen, Horrific Nightmares JM, and of course Hobbs 4. So and Dan from VGX Films. I mean, him and I knew about Wild Eye before I came on to YouTube. I mean, because we were because he was doing he was getting stuff from Wild Eye before that, and then I was seeing the movies at the video store, the Family Video. I bought my first Wild Eye movie before I joined YouTube. I got Bigfoot versus Zombies for $1, and so I mean, and I ended up giving that back to my buddy Catfish, and then when I got all his movies, I got it back. Oh, I do got it back. Man, I could actually watch that now. Oh my God, I could have so much fun with that. Yeah, deep diving Bigfoot versus Zombie. That was the very first video you did on your channel, wasn't it?
Well, I had Jeff Kirkendall was one of the first guests. Yeah.
I think we talked about it in the very first episode of House of Horrors. And if you haven't seen the first episode of House of Horrors, you can go. Oh, I was gonna say you could go to Steven's playlist and check it out, but I'm not so sure it's there, so I don't know.
It will be there.
But
I thought I had it for some whatever reason, but when I look, I see episode 2 and not 1. So, and I could have sworn I had it on.
I even do. We have the cover of Bigfoot versus Zombies as the thumbnail for episode number 1 of House of Horrors.
Yeah, that is like one of the most badass covers that they've done.
It is. You know, that one Ouija shark cover, Ouija 2 shark cover, that Ouija 2 cover is wicked. Man, they put out some Wild Eye. I gotta admit, you know, this being Wild Eye week, I just this may be seen. This may, you know, this is not Spracken or anything else like that, but I don't know what it is. I just couldn't get into it the last couple of times. I don't have enough movies to cover it. Is what I think. I think the problem is I didn't have enough movies because I got asked, "Are you going to do Wild Eye week?" And it's like I'd like to, but I don't have any. I don't have any movies. Damn you, Ouija Mummy, because I reviewed.
I need to watch The Amazing Bulk. I haven't watched it yet, but I've seen the trailer for it. It's in my ear there, but
no, I'm not watching that for nothing.
I've seen the trailer. It's the trailer alone is like, wow. But I'll watch it eventually.
I don't know. I don't know what would be tougher to watch that or a Dustin Ferguson movie. But you know, we have to talk about that because we did see a miracle. We're going to get back to Polonia here in a minute, but I got to talk about this because this was a freaking miracle. So it is Wild Eye week. It is Wild Eye week. So there's, you know, various community members doing reviews, and I went over to Hobbs because I'm always going to check it out what Hobbs is doing, and he watched Amityville Clown Box or Toy Box.
Clown House, I think he watched the Clown House.
Did he watch the Clown House? They all blend. All his movies blend. They're all alike.
Those two did remind me, like, yeah, they did blend together. But
I swear. You know what happened, Steven? You know what it was? He filmed the Clown House movie, right? He's filming it. He's saying that's a wrap on Clown House. They took a break. They had a cheese sandwich. They came back and they filmed. Toy Box.
Did Clown House come out before Toy Box, or was Toy Box first?
I'm telling you, if you watch those movies side by side, you're gonna notice that all the characters in the one movie are wearing the same clothes in the other. I almost can guarantee that. It'll be the same cast, and they'll be having the same clothes they had on from the other movie, and it's not considered a sequel.
Yeah. I don't know, but anyway, go ahead. What you were saying, but yes.
But Hobbs reviewed Amityville Clown House, and he liked it.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah. Tell me a Dustin Ferguson movie that you, the largest Wild Eye collector in the community, you are the man. You are the Wild Eye guy.
I gotta say, I mean, I disagree, but hey, if you like
it, nobody has a bigger collection than you. Nobody. You've got, I think, don't you pretty much have just about everything they have?
Except the Raw and Extremes, I'm missing some, and some of the newer ones. But I mean, I got a lot of them. Yeah.
Don't you have like over 400?
Like almost 400. I got to count now. I don't know. I lost count, but something like that.
See, that's when you know that's when you know you're the man. That's when you don't even know the count of how many you have. You've lost count.
Hey, should I go and bring them all and show them one by one? No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my God! You know what? If you did that, we'd be here for 12 hours. This would be trenchy. This would be a trenchy class live stream. You'd be up here for 12 hours talking about them. Though I know that Bronco Juggalo has an amazing wildlife collection, and I know that Tim, Horde Devil 333, also has an amazing wildlife collection. I do think that you three, but I still think you still have more than Brad. Brad has a lot, but I still think you have more.
He might have some titles though that I don't have yet. So it's kind of weird. Like we'd have to compare and see one of these days. I don't know, just to see.
Oh my God.
Just to see our checklist compared. Do we have that one? Do we have that one? Yes, no. And then maybe if I have doubles of something, maybe we could trade off. Who knows? I don't know.
You know what though? I don't think, honestly, I don't know. I'm just trying to think of, well, how many Dustin Ferguson films do you have? Because I don't think he collects Dustin Ferguson. I don't think he does that. I don't think he covers that. I can't remember, but I don't think he's ever covered a Dustin Ferguson film. I would have to go back to his channel to see, but I don't think he's covered it.
Let's see, Dustin Ferguson.
But Hobbs watched it, and he liked it. Dude, I fell out of my chair. I fell out of my ass.
Oh gosh, just speaking of Dustin Ferguson, that new Wild Eye I told you about, Mega Ape, it's a Dustin Ferguson.
Oh God. Oh, that's just painful. Yeah, I guess they're gonna be releasing the trailer for that in 2 days. I'm so glad they did that, Premiere. I'm so glad they did that. They warned us about it, because now, like, I know, like, in a day and a half, I can go hide underneath my bed until it plays out.
He's got one coming out. I don't know if it's out yet. Cocaine Cougar, Dustin Ferguson.
Cocaine Cougar. Oh my God.
Oh, he did Stale Popcorn and Sticky Floors, that documentary. Okay.
About what?
It's that new Wild Eye one, different horror movies or something. I haven't watched it yet. It is on Tubi.
What's it called?
Stale Popcorn and Sticky Floors.
Oh, I must be like Grindhouse. Oh yeah. Shit, I'll watch that.
That one is take a seat to sit down with some of the creators and stars of the best Grindhouse films to the 70s and 80s, featuring interviews with John Dugan, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Craig Reed, the Reanimator, and many more. So that'd be interesting.
I would watch that.
It is on Tubi. I know that because I got it on my list. Oh, it looks like for the cast, Brink Stevens is in it, Lynn Lowry, Mel Novak, Marion Fields, John Dugan, John A. Russo, Jonathan Pacey, Carl Crew, Craig Muckler, Craig Reed, Frank M. Farrell, John Nolan, Dustin Madison. So yeah, they got some people in there.
Dustin Madison. I wonder if that'll be him underneath one of his many pseudonyms. I think whenever he does his opening credits, I think all those people that he lists, I think they're all pseudonyms. I think he does it all himself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Speaking of documentaries, so that's right. I'm going to do a little plug in here. So I'm watching Raging Bull. It's a documentary about Uwe Boll, film director Uwe Boll, and it's also free on Tubi. And I'm watching that because I'm interviewing him tomorrow at 1:00, or Sunday at 1:00. That's gonna be amazing. That documentary that's a heavy documentary. It's a good one. Mm-hmm. Hey, it's all right. Look who just walked in. Our good friend Ricky from the Old AF Reviewers. What's going on, Ricky?
Hey, what's up?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Uh, Hi Danielle, how are you?
Oh, hello. Oh, check without that documentary or
Yeah, yeah. Definitely check out that documentary. It's called Raging Bull. It's Boll on Tubi.
Mhm.
I like I said, I've said this before. Everybody knows this, not new, but I've always liked Yui Bull. I never understood the hate that he got. I never did. I just never did. I was like, and then watching this documentary, uh, Jesus Christ. I mean, some of these people that were criticizing him,
Mhm.
oh man, you have to scrape them off the bottom of my shoe, because they were just like they were slugs. I mean, it's just like, oh my God, it's like you must have been absolutely high or on medication or a combination of both to get up there and try to talk shit. Um, just yeah, the documentary is really good, Danielle. It's a really good documentary. Um, it's a little older, and but you know, a good documentary is timeless. You could watch it today, or you could watch it 10 years ago. It's still going to be good.
Mhm.
Um, so yeah, I'm glad that I'm glad. Oh, I would like to see what Ricky thinks about that. I wonder if I don't think Ricky's ever reviewed a documentary on his channel. I don't know if he has or not, but I'd like to see him cover that one. Um, yeah, that Dustin Ferguson one sounds really good too. I
Still popcorn
really,
and sticky floors. Yeah, that's
yeah. Um, yeah, Cougar. He actually is making one called Cocaine Cougar.
Cocaine Cougar. I just saw it in Internet Movie Database. Yep.
Um,
I
yeah,
have
you
I
know what?
have Ebola Rex. I have Apex Predators. The movie without sharks, which I still
Um, Ricky
uh,
saying that, oh yeah, that's gonna be badass tonight. Extraction 2 with Liam Hemsworth. Yeah, you know they've never released that first one on home release. They never released it. I was hoping that they would. Stupid Netflix.
hmm.
Um, that's like one of the most popular movies too, and then they made it a sequel to it. The first one I remember it was like I think it's like one of their top five films that Netflix has done in house,
Hmm.
and I mean it's still really really popular. And they made it a sequel to it, and it's coming out. Um, you know what's funny is I've been reading lately that there seems to be pushing back against streamers. You know, a lot of the streamers they're losing money now. They're making all this content for the streams, but they're not getting enough money back from them because there's not because people are they're raising the prices, they're adding ads, and people are basically saying no thanks, and they're leaving. They are leaving. Um, let's see, it's to get so yes. Yeah, that's a really good term. Ricky mentioned is to get folks to subscribe to their parasitic service. Yeah, I'm with. That's a good term. I can't stand it. I mean, I watch Tubi because Tubi's free.
Yeah.
Tubi's free. Pluto's free. Um, and you're right, Danielle. They're starting to combine them together because they're trying to hold on to subscribers. But I do believe you see more and more people are dropping off from it, and it was ironically, and this is really something because after the week I read this, I go to the library every Tuesday, and I sit when where I sit, I get to see in front of me, I get to see my library's video section. It's right in front of me,
Hmm.
and I watch, and normally I don't really see anybody visiting it. You know, maybe one, and I'm there for like an hour and a half. Maybe one to two people might come in and get a movie while I'm there. Last week, last week, the week after I read this article, I saw 10 people were there getting movies. 10. I counted them. because I noticed how busy it was. I'm like, wow, that's a lot of people there, this time around. And there was 10 people there at the video section getting videos from the library. Now it seems like that's not, it's a very, incredibly small sample size, but I think it's going to be. I think it's more. I think people who are. I think they're going to come back to physical media. I do. Um,
Well, remember Netflix used to do where you could also send out for a disc too. They had a deal where you could send it. They'll send you the prepaid little slip, send it back and forth, and then they got rid of that.
Hey, there's our good friend Stephen Chang. Looks, I misspelled your name, Stephen. I'm sorry, I misspelled it. Hey, Stephen, how are you?
Glad you spelled it my way.
Yeah, your way. I do too, Danielle, because I really, really love physical media. I mean, I'm still trying to deal with my buddy Catfish. He left me his collection. My buddy Jerome, and I'm going through his collection still. And his sister came by and dropped off another bag a couple of weeks ago. I'm just blown away by. First of all, I'm blown away with this music, with his movie taste. That guy, he used to give me a lot. He used to give me a lot of shit over some of the stuff that I watched. I mean, he would just crack. He would just crack on me. And thanks for coming by, Ricky.
All right, later.
Thanks for hey, Paladin. The cheetah just came by and said hello. Heard me start talking. But he used to give me so much shit, Stephen, about the stuff that I used to buy and watch. I mean, like, oh my gosh, he was just a crack on me. So I'm getting his collection, and I got his collection, and then I started looking at it. That guy had a lot of fun movies, a lot of movies that I would have never thought he would have carried. I said, no way would he watch something like this. And then there it is, staring back at me. It was a lot of fun. Do you ever have friends who come by your house and they look at your collection? Do they ever comment about what you watch?
Not usually. I mean, they see all the horror section, and they see how many I have, and they're just impressed by how many I have up there. So, but
Danielle's asking how many was in the collection.
Oh gosh, your collection that you were talking about?
Yeah, Jerome probably left 2,000, maybe 22,000, maybe a little bit more. And his apartment wasn't his apartment was so small, so we couldn't keep them in cases, so we kept them in books. We kept them in the binder books, and he had at least like 18 to 20 of those that were filled up, if not more. Just incredible selection of films.
Too bad don't have the cases for them though.
But if he would have had cases for all those, it would have filled his bedroom. He would have been sleeping. He would have been sleeping outside.
Oh, jeez.
But yeah. So when I was going through it, because him and I, we traded off sometimes. So sometimes I would just. Here's the funny thing: it's like I used to go through my collection, and there'd be like 10 or 12, 15 movies that I just didn't want anymore. And so, what I would like to, what I was doing was I was bringing them in where I used to work at, and I would leave them on the table, for you to go home. And I told Romy, says, after I left the Home Depot, I still had movies that, to get rid of. And I was sitting there and say, hey, let me give you these movies. They're not very good. They're like stuff I bought for $1 at the Family Video, 10 for 10. And I look at them and I watch them, and I like Bigfoot versus zombie. Okay. So I would sit there and I give him the movies, and I sit there and say, yeah, you can just donate these at the Home Depot. Put them on the table for me. He kept them all. I'm going like, and I used to sit there going like, no, you don't understand, Romy. These movies are not that good. These are really bad movies. These are, but he kept them. And it makes me laugh because because I mean, some of the ones, but of course, some of the ones he would watch, and then he'd come back, then he'd crack on me. He would sit there and say, "How come you gave this to me?" I'm going like, "I didn't. I didn't. I told you to donate. I told you to give it to the people at Home Depot. Let them have it. I didn't want you to suffer through it.
Sounds good, Stephen.
Yeah. Yeah, we'd be happy to talk to anybody you want to bring our way. Definitely. I got a lead from Steven. I asked him, says, "Hey, could you find an actress for me and see if you could find anything about her?" And so I posted it. I said, "Could you?" And I gave the name, Charlie Spradley. The very next day, what do I get on my wall? Update on Charlie Spradley, which I'm going to hopefully be able to track down and maybe get her to come and do a show with us.
No, I haven't met her yet.
I have not met Sarah Schultz either. But is she available Saturday? See, that's what I'm saying. See,
I know, yeah. Like it's like I'm trying to figure out what to do for tomorrow as soon as possible.
Yeah,
I'm still mad. I can't believe the content creator did that. Who I originally was going to have. That's just. Oh well.
See, Danielle says she's got to head out, but take care, guys. I'm going to organize my DVDs tonight. Yeah, come back and let us know how many you have, Danielle.
Yep. And thanks for stopping by. We'll see you later.
Let's see. She's Miss Scarizona. Scarizona. But she also known as Jessica Stabbit. Jessica Stabbit. Oh, that's cool as hell. Does it seem to be like there's a lot of horror hosts coming back? There seems to be a lot of horror hosts, but it doesn't really seem to be a lot of TV channels to see them on. I guess it's so weird. It's like you would think that YouTube, if they were smart and they weren't such ass, that they would let horror hosts come onto the tube and show off public domain movies. Like
that would be good. That would be cool if they did that. Be cool.
But like again, even with public domain movies, you run the risk that as soon as someone plays any sort of music, you could lose your live stream.
Yeah.
Let's see. Sarah also met Rob Zombie and Sid Haig before he passed.
Nice.
So yeah, that's.
I haven't met Rob yet, but Sid was a great guy. I'm glad I got a chance to meet him.
Sid was in everything.
Yeah.
People forget. A lot of people. It's funny. It's when you hear this. You always hear this from young people, right? Like I remember when Paul McCartney did a song with Kanye or Puff Daddy or whatever, and then they put the video out, and I was reading some of the comments, and people were talking about how cool it was that Kanye West was giving this guy Paul McCartney a chance to come onto his video, and I was just laughing my ass off, going like, without a Paul McCartney, I mean, seriously, I mean. Paul McCartney probably, he runs circles around Kanye, but he was like, they were thinking that he was just because he was older, and they never heard of him, that Kanye was reaching out and giving him a shot. And it was just like, no, believe me, it's Kanye asked Paul to come onto there. Believe me, it wasn't the other way around. Let's see. She talks to Max Wassa last night, and she asked if she could help you get both of you her daughter Danny. Danny is I reached out to Riley Morgan. She was not ready at the time when I asked her. She said that she would be later. She would let me know when she was ready. And the girl Danny right there, Stephen, is Danny Skakaka. I can't now pronounce it. It's Italian. That's
I don't know, but
that's Max's daughter, and she's actually I guess she's an influencer, and she posts a lot of pictures on her Instagram. She's a pretty girl too. That's the Max story right there. I think I told you that. When I first got the opportunity to book Max, I went to get a picture for the interview, right? So
Hmm.
I went over to her I went over to her Max's page, and I was looking, and I saw the picture of this really pretty girl. I'm like, oh, all right, okay, this Max is, wow, Max is pretty, like yeah. So I go ahead and I take the picture and I post it up and do do my prep, and then I tell Max, I say, okay, I'm ready, here it is, and then she goes, well, um, this will be really great, except for one small thing. And going like, yeah, well, sure, I can fix anything. What do you need? She goes, that's my daughter. So I did not get the interview at that time. I did not get the interview. I said, well, maybe you should go talk to my daughter. And I'm going like, okay, well, if you want to introduce me, and then we'll come back and do an interview with you. But she goes, oh no, you should go talk to my daughter. But I really want to talk to you. It says, yeah, not right now. She go talk to my daughter. So I did send her daughter like 2 or 3 messages. I said, would you be willing to talk? But she's got a lot of traffic, a lot of
Right.
traffic. And so she never saw my note. She never did. And so a few months down the line, I'm sitting here every day, every time I'm doing a show, and that's just true, Max. This is absolutely true in case he's watching. But every time I was doing a show after that, I always make sure the picture was legit. That was who I'm talking to. And two, every
Mm.
time I did do a show, in the back of my head, I was thinking at what I did. And I was like, you know what? And I all it did was make me want to talk to Max all that much more. So when she said, okay, I'll talk to you, I went and looked at her picture. And then I'm just like, I thought you said that was your daughter. I came back to her. I said, I thought you said that was your daughter. That's my daughter. I'm like, I couldn't believe it because her Max is stunning, stunning. You can definitely see where her daughter got it from. They could go with sisters. Even now, they could go with sisters. Uh, Absolutely stunning lady, and she has such a great sense of humor. A lot of fun to talk to. Um, and turned to be one of my favorite interviews. And she's really talented, extremely talented. Let's see. Yeah, I saw that, Stephen. You're right. She would be spending all day either blocking people or trying to answer the legitimate questions. She would just be inundated with mail if the daughter Danny answered all the mail. I wonder how many private messages people like that get every day. Oh, I just can't imagine that. And some of the you probably need to take a shower after reading your inbox. Uh, See, Sarah, yeah, definitely. I would definitely see. Oh, he's saying, Steven, reach out to Heather Beck. Well, there you
Okay.
go. And Steven said he'll hook you up. All right.
Sounds good.
You're gonna get some fun guests from Steven here. Um,
Yes.
so who else is gonna be in the stalking? I know that Jeff's gonna be there. And
Mhm.
what other Polonia pals are you gonna see?
Uh, Tim Hatch should be around. Yoli's going to be there, so she'll be fun to meet. I haven't talked to her or had her on the show yet. Um, Yoli, I'm not sure how to say her last name. I'm sorry, forgive me, Canolis or whatever. Yoli
Names are
Cannoli.
names are the toughest. Uh,
Yeah.
okay, so who else you got?
Trying to think who else Polonia Pow wise is going to be there. Um, I know there was a couple of from Amityville in Space, the cameramen in the beginning of it. They're going to be there. I think they're brothers, I believe. They're going to be there. And I think that might be it. And then it's like some newcomers and local actors. So, um, of course, Jada from Jurassic Shark Sea Ben, she's new. This will be her second movie. So, but she's been in a Polonia movie already, so I guess you could count that as a Polonia pal there now.
Now, how does it feel knowing that you're going to be being known now as a Polonia pal?
Officially, yeah, it's interesting. And after interviewing them all, and now I'll be working with them. So yeah.
So, like, when you do, I have a question for you. So, if you do, oh yeah, we should talk about this because we are going deep into Polonia palhood in July. Um,
Yes.
some of you might know watching the replay, who care. The Midnight Society has taken a nap. It took a nap in June and a little bit of May and half of July, but it's coming back Sunday on July 16th. And why is the Midnight Society coming back, Stephen? What's happening in the week of the 16th?
Well, just like we did Polonia Week, but we're going to do a full week of Jeff Kirkendall movies. So we'll be getting into his movies, watching them, reviewing them, and I'm sure he'll be on the end of the week, and we'll have another little Polonia Pal celebration and a watch party and all that good stuff.
That would be fun. I'm going to go ahead and because I do believe I think I know which movie I'm going to be covering for mine for my deep dive because he was in a Bigfoot versus Zombie, if I'm not mistaken. And that will be my contribution. I will be watching Bigfoot versus Zombie on the 16th to kick off Jeff Kirkendall week on the Midnight Society. And Steven's mentioning the Sarah Schultz might be perfect for the Midnight Society. I don't have too many guests on that show because basically I already do that during with 8 Questions with. Once in a while, if I have somebody who's connected to the film that I'm talking about, I will have them come up for sure.
I was saying, Cassie from the Feast too, that would go well because I had Navi Rawat on a prior show from the first Feast.
So. Right. Yeah, whenever we do the deep dive on Sundays, if I get somebody that's associated with the movie itself, definitely will. But as far as doing the interview goes, I try to save those for if I can, for like we had Adam Marcus on Sunday, but we were doing a Friday the 13th deep dive, and so Adam Marcus made perfect sense to be a guest on the show. But otherwise, I try to do that on 8 Questions with. But yeah, I'm excited to be able to do Jeff Kirkendall week. He is one of the nicest guys we've met. Our interview with him, I still think about that interview that we did with him.
Yeah,
yeah, I do. I felt so bad after that interview because he was because you know what I was think about Uwe Boll, and the it's like I like to think that I'm not an asshole like those guys are in those movies. They show those guys down there criticizing Uwe Boll. I'd like to believe. I mean, I watch everything that I review, and I give everything a chance. I do.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe the movie's not the greatest movie, but there's always something there. There's got to be something there, in it. Even I mean, okay, not always. Not always. There's some movies that they're just bad from start to finish, but some movies like you find. Like I tell you, the first time I noticed this, I watched a movie from the Asylum called Hercules Reborn, and it had John Morrison from the WWE in it. He played Hercules. The movie was just dog meat. But there was this one young actor in there who played a soldier who was Hercules' friend. He was so outstanding in the movie. It was like he was in a whole different movie. It's like you got one half, you got all these guys that are just looking for a paycheck. And then the other guy, you see this one guy and he's acting his ass off. I mean, he is busting. He's working it. Mm-hmm. And I remember that, and I'm like, man, this guy's really good. I go up there and I look at his name. What has he done? He hadn't done very much, but man, oh man! But when you watch that movie,
he stands out.
It'll you notice. Um, so yeah. Um, have I had talked to Sadie? I have talked to Sadie twice so far. Have you talked to Sadie yet?
Not yet. I'd like to have her on.
Ooh,
Yeah.
yeah. Steven has not had Sadie on the show. I would love to have Steven get a shot at Sadie Katz. She is one of the nicest ladies. She's so sweet. I
Mhm.
absolutely adore her. Uh, that would be a perfect guest for the House of Horrors.
Mhm.
Perfect. Um, yes. Of course, if you want to do it the week that me and Echo are doing, Uh, okay, he's going to get you both. He's going to get you both Sadie and Augie, and he
Okay.
will. So make it so
Yeah, I'd like to talk to Augie too. I haven't talked to her yet. So yeah.
Augie's amazing too. Um, just make sure you guys connect after this little pop up, and that way you
Mhm.
can tell him the dates that you're going to be gone at, because
Yeah.
you're going to be gone for the stalking, and then you're going to be gone for Scarefest, right? When's Scarefest?
Oh, that's going to be in October.
Hmm.
So
Okay, so and when are you coming back from when are you coming back from your your stalking?
I should be back before the end of the month.
Okay,
It's like a 4 or 5 day. It's either 4 or 5 day shoot. I forget offhand. I think four, but then it's a 2 day bus ride. So yeah.
so you're looking at maybe toward the end of July, August for well, you could you do a I mean, if you how soon in advance do you get your schedule from work?
Oh, I mean, I have the same days off Thursday and Friday. I know my schedule. It's a
Oh,
set schedule.
okay.
So
I
yeah.
was gonna say, in case you needed to do a Thursday or Friday night spot with Sadie and Augie, you should, that way you guys could talk off camera, and you guys can set up a date. Like if he talks to him, you can sit there and say, "I'm available." You can offer him these dates. You know how I do. You offer the guest free dates. Like, can you be here on the 10th, the 17th, or the 24th? Which one's the best for you? Pick it,
Mhm.
and then come back and tell me which ones. I don't know. That's how I do it. I give every guest 3 dates. Like, you can pick one, two, or three, whatever one fits your schedule the best. That's what we'll do. And so it gives them some flexibility. It gives you some flexibility. Um, so yeah,
So yeah. I like Bad Kids Go to Hell. That was a good movie. So yeah.
I haven't seen that one. Uh, oh, he says, I know both of you love Asylum. Um, yeah, yeah.
I mean,
It's like Asylum's fun.
there are ones. Yeah.
Asylum movies are fun. I mean, I
I'm
mean,
trying to think who is Eliza Swanson.
I
I've
don't
probably
know.
seen her. I've probably seen her, but I just
Oh, Eliza is Michelle Aragon's bestie. So that's Michelle Aragon is a singer. She
okay.
is. She has a band. Yeah, she was on my channel. Well, that would be cool. But I'm
Okay.
trying to get Charlie Spradling. That's what I want to get. That's who I like to talk to next. I'm excited for Yui Bowl. What do you think? What have you ever watched a Yui Bowl movie?
Yeah, I've seen the Blood Rain and what else did he do? Okay, and I know I've seen a few of them, but I liked Blood Rain.
Yeah, Blood Rain was pretty good. It was a little different seeing Michael Madsen in there, but overall, I thought it was a lot of fun.
Mhm.
Um, and The Name of the King Part Two, I thought that was really fun. Good performances throughout that too. That was another movie where I watched and I didn't know what to expect. Wasn't expecting it. There's Lachlan Monroe was in it. Oh my
Mhm.
gosh, Lachlan Monroe.
I
That's what
wouldn't
I've
mind
been.
getting him on the show. I met him at Spooky Empire. It was his first convention was Spooky Empire.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
He
that
he's
was
a,
his
he's
first.
ama- he's amazing.
Yeah,
I mean, Lachlan Monroe was pretty
and then
awesome.
He's in Peacemaker too. So
Oh, he is also in White Chicks. First time
yeah,
I saw him. First time I saw him, he did White Chicks with the Wayne brothers.
man, Dead Man on Campus was hilarious. How he was that crazy guy that they were trying to get to commit suicide.
Yeah, he could do it all. He could do it all. He was in Predators. He's been a ton of he's been in a ton of TV shows.
Oh, he was in
He's
the movies with Bruce Willis, the last recent ones,
right,
the
right.
Detective Night or whatever. He was the
Yeah,
partner.
I have to. You know what? See, this is what I really hate about not having a video store anymore. Is because I would like to see those movies. I probably would get them at the
They're on Tubi, Detective Night. Yeah.
Yeah, are they?
Hmm.
It's the Bruce Willis must be Detective Night then.
Yeah.
Okay.
The thing is, though, I mean, I get it, like, because he's not acting anymore. But to be honest, I feel like he wasn't putting his all into, like, it just didn't seem like his greatest performance. Like, it
He,
seemed
he,
kind of
he,
like
he was suffering. He was already suffering.
it was like he was just there to make a movie. Like, that was
Yeah.
it. Like, he was
You know
just
what though?
talking, like, yeah.
How no one really knows how long he was suffering with that because I watched a movie that he did called Trauma Center, and I reviewed it, and I interviewed the director of it, and I watched the movie, and like the first a little bit of it was sort of slow. Ta-da! The cheetah is here.
It had to come in. Yep. He's like, yeah, so what? I'm here. Deal with it.
That's right. Here's cheetah. How you doing, buddy? Ta-da! See, that's him jumping up. I help him out. Crazy cat. Are you crazy? So yeah, so I watched Trauma Center, and it had Nikki Whalen in it, and it was pretty good. It was Texas Battle from Texas Battle, and I forgot who the other guy was. I don't think it was Tito Ortiz. I don't know who it was. But I know Texas Battle was it. Maybe it was Tito Ortiz. But anyway, yeah, I think it was because he played a villain, and so the first the first part of the movie with Bruce Willis was sort of like it was really odd. You could tell something wasn't quite right. The dialogue didn't feel organic at all. It felt really weird.
Kind of like forced. Like he was just there just to make a movie.
Mhm.
Like he didn't really wasn't into it. Like I mean, like you go back. I know it's years ago, but I mean, like Die Hard and all those other movies. Like I mean,
I don't think he wasn't into it. I just don't think he was able to.
or
He
maybe
wasn't
not able to. I don't know, but it was
right
just I don't know. But you
because
could tell it wasn't his normal performance. You know.
because I mean some of the dialogue like they had him saying in Trauma Center, it just didn't make it being Bruce Willis. That's not how he would roll. He wouldn't do that. He would. There was no snap to it. I just couldn't see him. Like and people think that he's phoning it in, and I think he was already being affected by his illness
Yeah.
early on. Because I asked the director because the middle half of the middle third of the movie was awesome. Shit, that was popping. And then the last, sort of back down. And I remember asking the director, and I said, so because everybody's talking about Bruce Willis doing all these direct-to-video movies, they
Yeah.
all said
And
the
then there
same
were
thing.
so
They're all
many coming out the past
right.
whatever.
And they're going like, he's phoning it in every time he's saying, is he phoning it in? And I remember asking the director, I said, so how do you get somebody like Bruce Willis? How do you get him to elevate his game again? Like, how do you make him, because it seems like he just comes in and he films and he's filming it, he's phoning it in. How do you, as a director, how do you stop that? Like, I don't, like, I'm glad you're here. We want you here, but I don't want that. I don't want stop or I'll shoot. That's not Bruce Willis. Bruce Willis is, like he's dynamic.
Yeah.
He's
And
funny. He's
honestly, he
witty.
wasn't really that dynamic at night, to be honest. I was kind of like, wow. That was
Yeah, I think that I think he had an earpiece on,
yeah,
and
I think that too. Yeah.
I think he had an earpiece on, and I think they probably had to do a few takes for him to get it right.
Hmm.
And
Unfortunately, I mean,
I think it was more of, and I think it was more pride. I think he just wanted to have pride in his craft to finish the movies that he'd been contracted to do. And, I think he said, I can do this. I can do this. Let me try. And I think that he did. I think he did try. And he went
mhm.
in there and he gave his best. Did it work or not? That's not up for me to decide. It all depends up to the viewer. But yeah, it's sad. It's sad. He deserved better than what he's getting. Because he,
Mhm.
he when he was on top of his game. I mean, he even made a movie like Hudson Hawk fun. I mean, Hudson
Yeah.
Hawk was not a very good movie at all, but Bruce Willis was a lot of fun.
Hmm.
You know. So let's see. The song Michelle dedicated to me on your show. Oh, okay, awesome. That's great. Let's see. Victoria Mays of the Mind Madness. Okay. We'll have to, you have to talk to you and Steven have to talk to each other after we get off the stream.
Hmm.
Um, yeah. I'm excited for you for heading down to Indiana, right? Is that where Mark's at? Indiana or Pennsylvania, right?
Pennsylvania, Pennsylvania.
Right, right.
Yep,
Um,
Tuesday. That's it's finally coming. After.
yeah, yeah. And then I guess me and Echo will be taking over the show again a week from Saturday. And
So a week
yeah,
from tomorrow. Yeah, yeah. Next week. Yeah, a week from tomorrow. Yeah.
all right. Hopefully that one will make the playlist too.
Indeed, it will.
We'll come up with something. We interviewed filmmaker Conrad Farja and Sabra and God, did I say it right? Sabra.
It's names. We have trouble saying names apparently.
What's up with that? What kind of podcasters are we when we just destroy names?
I don't know. That's probably why. That's why we would be doing better.
Maybe that's why we're not getting guests. It's like they hear us massacre.
We don't know how to say our names. They're like, oh, they'll fuck up my name. I'm not done to be on theirs.
I'd like to tell you what show I'm on, but they don't even know what show I'm on because they can't even say my damn name. Say my name, bitch.
I was gonna say my name, bitch. Once I hear him say it and I can repeat it, that's not a problem. But
right.
People have interesting names and spellings, and like my last name, even though people are like, "What? P-Flug, Flug, it's Flug." So I mean, like,
who the only person who's got that right, the Flug, as John from Doomsday. He knows your name right away.
The Flug.
Yep. I hate to cut this short on my end, but I have to get going. I still have a lot of work to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm about to go eat lunch and then read more of my script here that I got here. Reflection's probably not going to show it. Darn it. I'm holding up the binder, but reflecting.
I like the idea you do coming up here like this and, talking a little bit of horror and, coming up here and doing this. This is a lot of fun.
Yeah, I might do it on my days off, so.
That'd be cool, man. That'd be a good way to hype up the show and talk a little bit about what's coming out on the pike and further acting opportunities. Yeah. I guess when now you'll be here next week, right? No, you're gonna be gone.
No, I'll be in Pennsylvania. Yeah.
So when you come back from Pennsylvania, you'll be able to pop up and talk about this.
Wow, yeah, I can do a little behind the scenes. Of course, not too much, but I can tell a little bit how it went and meeting them and how it was working with them and all. So, yeah.
I can't wait. That's going to be fun. You got to get yourself a Polonia interview. Don't come back to Florida without a Polonia interview.
I know.
Don't even think about coming back. Everybody's getting a Polonia interview. Everybody.
Well, I'm a Polonia pal now, so I mean, I got
you've been a Polonia pal for years. Yeah, and you deserved the interview. So I look forward to that. All right, boys and girls. Let's see, Chanel Albers, I could try and get. Let's see. Do you know who Jen? Oh, yes, she won't be
shoot, what's her name again?
Malvoya.
There we go. With an M.
Screams. She's wrapping up her film right now, Body Count. I know that she's still got like 2 or 3 days left of filming, and then she's got to do pickups, and then she's going to be heading into post. That's been a passion project for hers for a while now. She's been really working hard on that. She actually shot that movie in a town that I used to live in for about a year, a town called Upland in California. All right, boys and girls, I'm out of here.
I'm gonna head out too. So yeah.
Yep. We'll talk.
All right.
All right.
I'm gonna go ahead and end it. Later, everybody.
Peace.